Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm nervous. Got Greg Miller next.
Don't fuck it up. You gotta get to the professional level now.
I'm ready. Greetings, everyone. This is your boy. This is not Call of Duty. Holy shit. Thought I was doing a Call of Duty one. Hold on. We're gonna start that over. That was bad.
No, that's it. The show started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's done. It's push your
All right.
cards hard.
Okay.
Yesterday
well,
I tried to say, what's up, everybody? We're the cast of the Game Over Greggy show. And instead I started into the normal, what's up, everybody? It's the Game Over. I'm like, no,
Turn
nah,
back.
this isn't how it works. Damn it.
What's up? Well, fuck. Am I still just going then or what?
Just go, man.
All right.
Live your life.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Bobbya podcast, and I'm joined by the man, a legend. Do I call you Game Over Greggy?
You can call me Greg Miller. Your best friend, Greg Miller.
My best man, my best friend, Game Over Greggy. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh.
There it is.
Matt Moresco's not here. He decided to go biking from
Fuck
Pacifica
him.
to Santa Cruz. So I had to call Greg Miller, had to talk to his agents. I had to do a whole lot of things, work out of his schedule, work out Matt Wong's schedule, and my family schedule to get this to happen. And look.
But you did it.
I did it. And this is going to cost me a shitload of money because Greg Miller is not cheap.
No.
But thank you for coming on and joining
thanks for
the
having
podcast.
me. It's a pleasure.
Man, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day. Matt Wong is still not in front of the camera. He likes to...
What's his problem? Why doesn't Matt want to come on
I never
front
asked.
of the camera?
I just...
Matt, why don't you come in front of the camera?
I'm like the man in the iron mask, man. I'm too ugly for the camera.
Yeah,
No,
he-
please. If this can be popular on the internet, I don't think you have
He's
to
just the
worry
man
about
behind the music, behind the love, behind everything. So, you know what, Greg Miller?
it. Yeah.
I watch some of your podcasts. I
Thank
really
you.
do. I do. There's too many of them to keep up
I
with.
do a lot of content.
But the one that I watched recently, and this is the reason, one of the main reasons you're on here, is I saw a podcast where you said, I think the title was Dealing with Hate.
Oh, right. Dealing with the internet hate.
Dealing with the hate. I saw it was you, Colin, Tim, Nick, and I don't know who the girl was.
Kara. She's
Kara.
from Rooster Teeth. She's Tim's girlfriend.
Tim's
His girlfriend.
Okay. Wow.
It's
Okay.
a big deal. He does this hand motion for
Oh,
some reason.
okay.
He says
Okay.
it. It's
I
weird.
saw that and I was like, wow. I think Bob should have been on there because when you think
Here's
about
my problem with
dealing
Bobby
hate,
is anytime I do any show, I'm told, hey, Greg Miller, why don't you have me on the show? I'm like, I don't know, Bobby.
hey, but I'm just thinking, man, when you talk about dealing with hate,
Right.
I just think to myself, it goes LeBron James, Bobby Amos.
Oh, wow.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
He dealt with hate for a long, long time,
Sure.
and I deal with it.
Yeah.
Especially when I do like my commentaries and whatever I do at IGN. Whatever I do, I go to the comment section
Sure.
and I just go, damn, especially on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I go, damn, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
I look at your stuff, nothing but love,
Oh,
love,
fuck
love,
you. That
love,
is not the case
hate,
at
love,
all.
love, love,
There, okay,
hate.
okay. As long as you get some hate.
And I go, man,
Yeah.
how does that work? So for the most part, I just go, I've never really addressed it. Like
Yeah.
I've always, like people will like ask me on Twitter, like, hey, like how do you do this? How do you continue to do your commentaries? And I just look at it, and for the most part, I just go, hey, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't please everybody, you know. But at the end of the day, I look at it like this: I have two haters who opinions really matter.
Okay.
That's my old lady, my wife.
Yep.
And one of my best friends, Carl. Like,
Okay.
I look at it as constructive criticism. But
Sure.
for the most part, it's hate.
Right.
And if they say something that's coming from love, because it's like, maybe you could do this to better yourself, or you're just an idiot for doing whatever you're doing. But at the most, whenever they say something, I cringe up, I get mad, but then I go, okay, fuck it. I gotta do better.
Well, are they
or
being
something.
good about it, or are they just like, that sucked?
For the most part, my wife, when she does it, no, she's there for just telling me, you know what, I don't know why you're doing it this way, or
Okay.
or you could do this differently. Most part, she just give me the problem, but no solution.
Yeah.
My buddy, he kind of tells me from his point of view, it's like, okay, I would have did it this way, even though he doesn't do these things. It's
Sure.
just like, oh, I would have did it this way, or maybe you could have did this.
He's the
different.
Monday morning quarterback.
Right.
Sits there and is like, why did you do that? Well,
Right,
clearly
but-
she didn't do this. Well, how many videos are you producing?
Right,
How
but-
many
but I
commentaries
take-
did you put up?
That's true, but I take it in stride and I just go,
Sure.
okay, I listen to that. But for the most part, when I look at, on IGN, it's been really good. Like, I got the support, the love. You know, you can sprinkle some of the stuff in.
Yeah.
Those are the supporters and people that appreciate me.
Right.
They come in and go, hey, good job. I love what you're doing. I even like some of the guys that even who don't care about me, but they write, hey, you know, it was okay. You could do this differently. You play this style. You can do this. And I look at that and I go, thanks for the feedback and blah, blah, blah. But those cats that just come and just destroy me, just call me these bad names. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, oh, I know.
And see, Matt Wong don't deal with this type of stuff
Because he hides behind the camera.
That's why he does it. But I look at a lot of stuff that we produce at IGN. I look at your stuff and what other people do.
Yeah.
For the most part, like it's not that bad, but I look at my stuff and I just go, damn, man, like, do they really hate me that much?
No.
You know?
No, they don't. That's the point. Is like all these. Here's the secret of the internet troll. If you're being an idiot in the comments, you don't matter. You statistically don't matter. I always talk about this, right? The fact that you put up a video, it'll do 100,000 views, right? You go and it's got 200 comments. Already, that means the overwhelming majority saw your content, was like, "This is cool, thanks," and bounced, and it's done. Mm-hmm. Then there's these kids who want to talk about it. Of the 200 comments, there's a dozen, maybe 50 comments being really dickish and mean and stuff, and it's like, at that point, 50 out of 100,000 people had something shitty to say. They don't matter. They don't fucking care. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get hung up on it. That's what I always tell myself. And the other thing, too, is like, you're talking about how it's different for me, right? Like, love, hate, and then love, you know what I mean? Like, that's just the fact that I've been around so long. You know what I mean? I've been doing this 7.5 years, and like, the point I always talk about when I came on, first off, everybody hated me. You know what I mean? That was the thing. The message
loud,
wanted me fired. Well, even before I got loud, I just didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. His Lair review, yada, yada, yada. But I grew with them and I grew in front of them. You know what I mean? Like, I came in as the IGN fan. You know what I mean? I came in, I was the first person I think really hired who was really vocal about, this is all I've ever wanted to do with my life. This is my dream. I've made it, blah, blah, blah. And then people got to live that dream vicariously through me. And with that came stuff like the divorce and cancer and all these different things that rounded me out as a person, right? Where I wasn't just a commentary every week. And because like you're in a much different scenario than I was, right? You come in, you have your one main Call of Duty commentary a week, and you have to build your persona on that,
right,
and hook people through that,
right.
And so it's not as easy. I mean, like, you have to be in the comments, you have to be active, you have to be this. You, of course, have a family at home, so it's a little bit harder for you to be as active and do all these different things, but you're talking about already, like, on IGN, you see people connecting with it. But YouTube's another arm of it where, like, we're not super active in YouTube comments, right? So it's hard to get going there and get growing. But when you do get out there and you do talk to these people, and especially these trolls, right, the first thing I always say when you're like, hey man, that wasn't cool, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was having a bad day. I never thought you'd read this. Oh my god, I was, my girlfriend broke up. I mean, there's always some sob story behind it, because I always go back to the example of, like, you and I grew up in a different age.
Right.
We grew up watching television and being like, this show sucks.
Right.
Why is anyone watching this? Click it off and you're done. Now people view the internet that way, and they think of it the same way too. Like, if I was tell a story of, I was watching the second to last season of The Office with Christine. And it was bad, real bad. And I started tweeting, at NBC needs to take at The Office out back and shoot it. And she looked at it, and while I was typing, she's like, yeah, it's true. And then she saw me delete it, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing the exact same thing. Right. You know what I mean? Like, somebody worked hard on that. It doesn't really matter that Jenna Fisher makes however many hundreds of thousands of dollars per episode. She still tried in that episode, so why should I take away what they did? But the difference is that if the episode was up there and there was a comment stream underneath it, and I was like, episode sucks, I doubt Jenna Fisher is watching it live or coming back to check the comments. You know what I mean? Whereas with us, right, people view us in the same respect. Oh, they're in front of the camera, they're doing this, they make lots of money, I'm sure. Oh my God. They have so many, and like they don't realize, like, it's such a weird reality we live in right now where I think it's changing a bit with Twitch and YouTube, right? But to turn it around and be like, yeah, like, we're struggling to make rent just like you, and we're trying to do this content, and blah, 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 and like, that's where it comes out that, like, people always think that, when I yell at the TV when Christine watches the Kardashians, like, these people are the worst. I hate these people. I don't really hate these people, right? But I'm just like, this is terrible. And then people do that to my videos, but post it to my video. Right. Forgetting that I'm a real person.
That you can go check on it. Yeah. And that's, the funny thing is, since my duties at IGN is pretty much to post our videos, and I'm learning, like, some of the YouTube syndication and stuff, so I get to go in there and really look at the YouTube numbers and things. It's so funny because a lot of videos we do, you'll see the views, and you'll see, like, the likes and dislikes, and you see how many comments. My stuff goes, here's your numbers, here's your thumbs up, here's your shitload of dislikes, but then a shitload of comments. And I look at the comments and I go, wow, most of the videos here on IGN don't get as much comments as mine do. Yeah. And mine be mostly, like, people hating, and then you got the people that comes in for me and like, takes up for me and go, well, why do you still watch your stuff if you hate? Right. You click on it every week and And it's so funny because I just go, wow, like, do I really stir people up that much that they see? Because on the thumb, you see my face, and it'll say Call of Duty commentary, and you go, wow, you still come, like, you really just come to write that comment
This is what Brian tweeted this. Brian Altano tweeted, I think, yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago. The fact of, like, if you don't like a video, stop clicking on them and coming in. Don't write a hateful comment. Like, because, like, in a movie theater, you wouldn't stand up and be like, this movie sucks, everybody! And then you leave, and then you come into the next showing, and like, this movie's terrible! Like, let other people enjoy it. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole thing. I always put that on, like, Up at Noon, or even Game Over Greggy's show. When people come in, they're like, Greg Miller's not funny. He's fat. I hate him. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, thanks for the click.
Right.
Keep coming back.
Right.
Keep coming back. I'll do that too. Like, especially for the cowards that'll tweet about Greg Miller, but not at Game Over Greggy. They'll like be like, Greg Miller sucks on IGN. I'll respond. I'm like, he does suck. He sucks so much that you should come back every week and watch every video he does.
See, I do the opposite. I just kill him with the kindness. I just go, you know what? Thanks for coming by. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. And and for the most part, a lot of the time, that kind of riles him up even more. It's like, I wasn't here to so, you're back again. Thanks, man. I was like, I even kind of keep the names and stuff and go, hey, man, I remember you from last week. Thanks for trying giving me a try one more time. But in the early stages, I'm not going to lie, like, it really kind of bothered me.
Oh, sure.
Because I was fresh at doing these commentaries, and Call of Duty was still sort of big at the time. And I know that kind of helps with it, too, where people just tired of Call of Duty, and I don't know if they're tired of me, but I get it. But in the beginning, oh, man, when I first saw those comments on that first 3 or 4 videos, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Whoa, what am I doing wrong here? And then I started like watching other guys' commentaries that do Call of Duty outside of IGN. And I was like, oh man, I'm doing the same shit as them.
Right.
Like, I'm actually, I could be better than them. I'm coming up with like strategies, and I was like, let me do something differently.
Yeah.
So then I opened up my life to people, and it's like, you know what? I don't care what people say about me, but I'm gonna just let you know who I am. And it's different because I still go back and watch other people's stuff. It's how many strategies and tips can you give about a game that's a year old or a couple years old? Like, no. You can either watch the video, play in the background, just listen to my story or not. And for the most part, I'm not going to lie. I think I get some funny stories.
Yeah, you're really funny.
I got some shit that happens to me and I go, damn, this could have been like a script for a TV show or a movie, like a Seinfeld episode. Yeah. Because some of that stuff is like, it's not funny at the time, but when I think about it again and tell it, I go, that was hilarious. And still to get the head, I go, you know what? I can't please everybody. So I'm going to just continue to do these. I'm going to open up, play more games down the road. See, but I don't get as much time as to do that. I get 2 days, and I just go to what I know. Yeah. Whereas I don't really want to waste time experimenting with stuff because now it's like, well, what are you doing all day if you're experimenting with different games but not producing anything? So it's like I stick to what I know. Yeah. But I'm going to break that and try to open up and do more things. But right now, it's just like...
I'm telling you, you got to play that Minecraft.
Nah, you already got that on lockdown.
Come do some commentaries with me. I'll do some commentaries with you.
I'll
teach you how to play commentary.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I got that on lockdown. But maybe that's what I just need to do. Just open up and do more stuff and just...
The key thing that I think, I just came back from VidCon, which is like GDC for online video, right? Yeah. And the thing that they talk about there that I've talked about for years, right, is like, you just have to believe in the content you're producing. Right? If you're putting out content that you enjoy, then fuck it. Other people are come to that content and enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about, like you could still be doing strategy videos, but your heart wouldn't be in it, so they wouldn't be genuine. You know what I mean? If you're making genuine content, people connect with it. And that's what I was talking about with like, my rise, right, of how I became, is that I was just telling I loved the games I was talking about or hated the games I was talking about, and then I was talking about who I was. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of it. If you're genuine with your content, the audience comes.
I like that. Man, Wong, you ain't said shit.
Man, Wong, get the fuck out here.
What do you have to say about this situation?
I was just looking up our one fan on YouTube so we could shout out at him. Ghost of Sparta. You don't have all haters.
Ghost of Sparta.
He's the one that comments on every single podcast, and he tells us, like, he loves it, he thinks it should be longer. Just, give him a shout out.
He's a super fan. Yeah. Ghost of Sparta is a super fan. You
got shout out to him, bro.
Shout out to Ghost of Sparta. I appreciate the love and support, my man. Or, wait, is that a man or a woman?
Could be either.
Man or woman. I assume it's a guy, but thank you for listening to all the podcasts, man. We do it for people like you. Boom. I like that.
That's good.
I like that.
See, this is the problem I always face with it, and this is something people brought up to me last year that I've tried to be better about this year, is that I get a lot of tweets. I get a lot of mentions, right? And it's the ones where somebody's a dick that I used to often like call out. Or just retweet or respond to, and like you're doing, killing with kindness, like, oh, thanks for watching, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, you fucking burned this guy, thanks for watching, you know what I mean? And like, finally somebody's like, hey man, like, it sucks you get so much hate, but you understand that there are literally for every 20 messages that are like super positive and just want to interact with you, and it sucks to see you burn time on the haters than on the positive people. I'm like, that's a good point. You know what I mean? It's like, I try to be better about who I talk to and why. I still retweet people who are haters once in a while.
I'll do it every time, because they don't really reach out to me that often, but I do it every time, and like the supporters just jump on them, and I feel bad because like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I just want the people to see.
Well, that's the whole thing too. Like when you do it with these cowards, they immediately delete their Twitter accounts. You know what I mean? Or they lock them or whatever. Like there's been a couple where, like this one time, the guy wrote to me, and it was like there's a very specific route you can go to make me very angry at how horrible of a person you are. But it's usually like out of the blue, just out from I washed up at noon, and you're this fat babe, and how you possibly, and I was like, okay, whoa, and I'll click on there.
You don't have to bleep, but this is uncensored.
I know, but sometimes I feel bad sometimes saying what they say to me.
He's a Midwest boy, man. He's got good value.
You know, I click through, and I see that he's got a Bible verse in his Twitter profile, and he's got his like child in the Twitter profile background. So I drag his face to the side, screen cap it, tweet with that in front, and I just go, "Your daughter is ashamed of you." And this guy like lost, and I blocked him immediately, so I don't even have to, or I muted him, because like this is the key. Oh my god, have you been using mute lately? Oh, dude, mute on Twitter is the best thing, because when you used to block people, right, it would block them, and they could no longer see your tweets. Yeah. So even if I said something snarky and got them really good, like they wouldn't see it in their feed anymore, right? And then I couldn't see them, of course. But now if I mute them, they are just in a phantom zone. They're ghosts. Really? So they can still see everything I'm doing, but they're yelling at me and I don't see it. So it's like they're just, like, you had your one chance to talk to me, I muted you, and you're gone now. I don't even have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
See, I don't have it that bad. See, the people, they don't really follow me though. They just will say things in the comment section and then they're done. But
because they're cowards and they have a little username, and they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but I just go with it. You know, I mean, like I say, I got that thick skin. Like, it's only a few things that really bother me when people say stuff to me, and I'm gonna just say it because I'm pretty sure they not listen to it. But I think family for sure.
Oh sure.
You can talk as much shit about me as all you want. Yeah. I don't care. I mean, I've had someone even write on YouTube, "Oh man, my dream is to walk up to Bobbya and punch him in the face." And I was like, for real? Like, do you really? Like, that kind of got me a little bit. And that was just recently, and I'm like, bro, I will beat your ass. Like, no, you won't. Like, those are the ones that's like, dude, you living in DreamWorks. I'm pretty sure if that ever came up, you're going to walk up to me and shake my hand and tell me how much you love my videos, or you're just going to look from the side and not say anything.
This is the thing. I know you don't get to go to a lot of shows, right? But, you know, for years, I deal with these internet haters and this, that, and the other, and my Dead Space review is crap and blah, 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 blah. And I go to PAX and I go to all these different shows, and none of these fucking cowards come up to you and you're like, "Hey man, I really don't like what you do. Like, you should stop doing it." Because they're fucking cowards, and they see that I'm 6'3" when they see me. Like, oh shit, I did not, you know what I mean? But like, I've never ever had anything but an outpouring of love. And for me, that's where it comes out, right? Of like, there's this vocal minority that will tear you apart and try to get you to stop what they're doing and yada, yada, yada. And then there's, like, the silent majority. And the silent majority fucking loves that you produce content. Yeah. And they come up to you and thank you and do it. But then you have that vocal minority who just wants to sit there and hate because they're not happy. You know what I mean? They have a shitty job. They're in the middle of the country working at Kinko's.
They want to do what you're doing.
Exactly. And they think they can do it. That's the whole thing. Like, no, everybody thinks they can do what we do. And it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not, like, that hard. But it takes practice and skill to get to where we are. So, like, they think they can do it, but they don't do it. They don't try. They don't give the time to it. And so then they just sit there and stew on the fact that you're playing a Call of Duty, and they're sure they could be better than you at Call of Duty.
And they hate that IGN's back. I mean, I go, I'm just taking advantage of the situation I'm in. I work for IGN. Yeah. I'm not some YouTuber off somewhere else that got a deal with IGN. I work there, and I'm doing this on the side. They're not paying me extra to do this. Sure. I'm doing it because I want to. Sure. I'm taking time out of my schedule, my duties, of my responsibilities. And I'm going to go do this and record this. I want to do it for the people that love them and love me and support me. I'm not getting paid extra for this. Right. I'm not getting the extra bonus. I'm just doing it. Yeah, you know. Yeah. And so when people go, I say, you don't have to watch it. Yeah. But thanks for clicking anyway.
Thanks for clicking in to tell me you hate.
And it fuels me. Like I use it. I go, I'm gonna do another one because this next one will be even funnier or it's gonna be better. Yeah. I'm gonna play better, have a better gameplay. I'm gonna do something different and that person will love it. And if they don't, the next hater says something, okay, boom, here I come again next week. Then when I take 2 or 3 weeks off because I'm busy doing other stuff and come back, I go, I'm back, and I know y'all hate me, but like I even give back to that, you know, just let them know that I see it, you know, and I don't care, but I'm just letting you know that I'm here and I'm gonna be here until IGN decides to let me go or whatever the fuck happens. But that's the way I look at it. But yeah, if you talk about my family, Like, because I talk about my family, and I mean, so I'm taking that chance of putting them out there. But at the same time, if you just like single them out, I'm gonna get mad about that. But at the same time, like, nothing I can do about it. So what? Yeah. I'm putting them out there. But right now, I'm just like living my life and dealing with the hate. And in the beginning, it bothered me. Now, I just embrace it.
Yeah, you get it now.
Well, you gotta realize, like, remember we had those meetings. Remember when Paris, like, comments are only like a percentage of the view.
Yeah,
like, literally 1%. So when you say you have hella comments out of, like, the tens of thousands of views, no, like we always say, like, the 10,000 people who love your video aren't gonna.
They watch it, enjoy it, and leave.
I always talk about this is my same problem on why I don't review anything on Yelp anymore. Is because I use Yelp all the time to figure out where to go, and I'll go there, and the food's great, and I bounce, and I'm done. But when I go to somewhere and it sucks, I'm like, I'm gonna get them on Yelp, and I go on Yelp, and it's like, wait, I'm breaking the system. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not. If I was coming at it from both ways, great. But when I'm only leaving negative comments, something about a bad experience motivates us as people to talk about it more than a positive one. You know what I mean? Uber's the same way. I have a Uber thing, 4 stars or 5 stars because that's it right there, and I'm done. If I have a bad Uber and I 3-star them or below, I leave them a book, a novel on why I don't like this person. I never leave the novel on why I love the person, but I mean the 5 stars should be good enough. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like,
I just if I don't like something, I'm just not gonna go there no more, and I'm gonna just tell like the people like who I know, don't mess with this place, whatever. But I mean, I only hate on a few people. That's Juwan Howard, because I hate that he's with the Miami Heat coaching or half-ass playing or never playing, got rings. I used to hate LeBron because he left Cleveland to go to Miami. I thought that was a coward move, but I respect him. I respect him as a player, as one of the greatest ones. Yeah. But I don't know. I just never really. I was just like Kobe Bryant. I hate Kobe Bryant because Allen Iverson is my man. Yeah. But Kobe is one of the greatest players of all time. But I just don't like him. But I still see him and go, okay, that is greatness there. Sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna like you, but at the same time, it's like I try to stay away from being that person that's like, I'm always hating on people. I just kind of pick and choose my parts when I do it. But it's just for a moment, and it's there, and then I move on. I got family. I got time to hate on people.
Like Yelp and stuff, right? People who are probably hating on you are like, it's like a reaction. Like, it's not like they're thinking about it. It's like they're having a bad day or whatever. Yeah. And they're like, I'm going to take out everything.
So they're having a bad day. They say, I'm going to go to IG and see what news is. Oh, Bobbya's video is up this Wednesday, 12:15.
Let's see what crap this guy's got to say. Right? He hates this guy.
They always say, like, the trick with Amazon reviews is you always look for the 3-star reviews, right? Not the 5, not the 1, but the 3. Really? Yeah. Because that'll be the honest one. Because if someone says
holy
3,
shit, I always look at the negative ones.
No. Because what if someone, like the thing came broken or whatever? Yeah. It's an extreme case,
nitpicking
right?
some old
it's
bullshit.
Like we talk about with restaurants, right? Like when you get like that fork with all that crap on it, right? That doesn't happen all the time. Yeah. But you're gonna be like, this restaurant's dirty. I had a bad experience, right?
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah,
and those are the fringes, man.
Yeah, it's like video game reviews for users, like on Metacritic, right? Everything is either a 1 or a 10. There are so few people who go in and leave the detailed 3-star review explaining what they did and didn't like.
And they're usually both sides. They're like, well, I like this part, but it just didn't give me this part. And they're not like extreme, going like, I hated this level. No, this just didn't work for me. You know, and that's, I think. That's uncommon in YouTube. You don't get those 3-star reviews.
Either I love this person or I fucking hate them.
Yeah. So you have to understand, like, the people who hate you, quote unquote, don't really hate you. Right. They're just.
I don't know. I think they do. Well, on YouTube, I think they do.
Because I mean, a whole other can of worms is like, what about being a female in the gaming industry, right? We always talk about like the hate that like Tina gets, and like it's worse than I think being a guy, Because people don't think they like actually know anything.
Oh sure, yeah.
They always say,
like, the one comment that's not the real.
Yeah, the one comment I always see is go back into the kitchen. That pisses me off. Yeah. Every time I see, especially when I watch, they say Tina, I watch her do like her little community videos for Call of Duty. The moment I see that comment, I just go, fuck, dude. Like, we played Call of Duty together. Pretty sure she would beat you in this game.
That's what I'm saying. It's not personal to you. You know what I'm saying? That person just is a hater in general. Yeah. And they're just pissed off at the world, like you said, there's something else going on, and they just want to take it out.
Will be the nicest person in public.
And it's crazy that now that YouTube actually has your name. Because remember before, anonymous.
Google Plus will change everything. And no, people are still horrible people. And you're like, but it's not even us. It's not even video games. It's not even nerds. It's not even kids. You go to CNN. Right. You go. I mean, there's places that are using Facebook for comments, right? And there's still horrible comments about each other.
Sports Center. I mean, ESPN. ESPN.com now. All that's connected. And they still do it.
And you hear people who lose their their job, right? When
oh
they
yeah.
like a bad review for like their boss or whatever, or say on Facebook like this is what happened to me at this place, and people can track it now. Man.
Sure.
You interview places, they're gonna find that, man. You know, like it's
yeah. You leave the trail now everywhere. yeah. And that actually, this is another great hater story I forgot about actually. This was another guy with a Bible verse in his Twitter who wrote to me and said the worst things in the world about me, right? And I clicked on him and I pulled him over, and he was a student at some school or whatever. So I wrote a blog post that, and I'm going to say his name was John Doe because I don't even remember it, but it was basically the title of it was like to future employers of John Doe, Atlanta, Georgia, or wherever he was from. And I put in the blog post his full name every time in his city of where it was, so that when you Google him, when you're interviewing him for a job, this will pop up, and it shows the tweets, and it shows the Bible verse, and it shows that he thought this was acceptable to put out online. You know what I mean? Yeah, and there was maybe he wasn't a student, but there was one student that I emailed their dean. I was like, I just like sent all this stuff, and I'm like, hey, you need to teach students, like, this is not cool. Not only is it not cool to be a jerk, but the fact that I'm not even talking about being a jerk, right? I'm talking about the fact that this shit follows you. This is now attached to their name, and you know what I mean?
And that's what the guy in Europe, he tried to get Google to like take off, like I think he went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And it was always the first thing that came up, right?
Yeah.
And he told Google, hey, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to like take it off. But now he's the guy who sued Google. You know, right? It's like, you can't win because once, like with Facebook, with Twitter, once it's on the internet, man.
Yeah.
You can't, even if you delete it, right?
Sure. Once it's up for 1 second, somebody screen captured it, the Wayback Machine has it,
Yeah, you can't, you delete it and it's still there.
And I bet you, I'm sure people, like you said, once they see it, it kind of like just sinks in a little bit, they're like, oh shit, like I probably should not.
And that's what, for me, that's what's still, I mean, it's funny to look, you know, we're talking about being from a different generation, or I was. The fact that, like, now with, like, Snapchat and sexting and, you know, you're making porno videos with everybody, no one's, like, in a while it's going to be where just, there's, like, whatever, everybody it's sort of one of those things, like, now I feel like I have friends who get in relationships or whatever, and, like, do you have any nudes out or anything like that? And it's, like, it's this big thing. But in a decade, it won't, because everyone will have a nude out, you know what I mean? Right. It's like, you can't, the way it's changing. I remember when I was still working at the newspaper, I just graduated college, went to work at the newspaper. Facebook had got into Mizzou. It was still when they were only doing like schools here and there. It got to Mizzou like my senior year. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is a thing for the kids. I don't want to be a part of this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get into this. I don't understand what's happening. And then I graduated, went to work at the paper, and the girl who was in charge of Stripes, which was this free service that picked up drunk kids on campus, didn't ask me questions, and drove them home. Mm-hmm. She was 19, and there was a photo of her on her Facebook tied to duct taped to a chair being force-fed beers. Ooh. And I remember, I'm like, this is the age we live in now. Like, because I think of the horrible shit I did in college. And if we had Twitter and Facebook at that level, it would have been, I would be blown up.
And that's the thing about being a public figure that the guys now, like, everyone has a cell phone.
Right.
Like, everyone always goes, I'm surprised no one recorded that, you know? That's a scary thing, right? Yeah. Like, say something does happen to anyone, right? Yeah. And then it goes on the internet. Like, maybe you're fighting with someone or, like, whatever. Someone's gonna record it.
Right.
It's gonna be,
It's gonna be a world star. It's gonna be somewhere.
Man.
Yeah.
You know? So
there's no, like, we were talking about Jonah Hill before we went on the air, right? And just that he got skinny and then he got fat again. But this is, you know, real recently he was yelling slurs at a photographer and it got, like, it's like, in the old days, he could have done that, and maybe that would have been somewhere,
an article,
a rumbling, and like rumor. Here, instantly, boom! Everyone knows you just fucked up. You know what I mean? That's crazy to think about.
Damn, you talk more than Matt Moresco.
Sorry.
No. It's good because with Matt Moresco, I kind of dominate the whole conversation, and then before you know, we just like, well, okay, that's it. But with you got a lot to say. Hell, Matt Wong got into it, and I didn't think Matt Wong was gonna say anything. He's just on his phone doing stuff. I really enjoyed this one. This was a great one. Greg Miller's here. Views are gonna skyrocket.
You know it. I tweeted one right before when I was picking up our breakfast.
Really?
I tweeted your episode about zombie apocalypse, so we should watch that eventually.
Yeah. But Matt Wong, let's see. Okay, I gotta get the shout outs for the Twitters. Matt Wong, you are at Matt Wongster on Twitter. I am at Bobbya1984. That's my year of birth. People don't really get that.
They don't get that?
Some people don't get that. How old are you? Send a tag, man.
Yeah.
But then we got at Game Over Greggy. I know he got 150-something thousand. Am I cheating you there?
Yeah, you are 166.
So sorry. 166,000 followers. And if you don't follow him and you're listening to this or you're watching it, go follow him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
But until next time, peace and love.